graduates and guests, please join me in offering a warm welcome to your commencement speaker, Cameron Jones.
Thank you for that. I have to just take this moment in just for a second. I used to be a lot of things on campus, and standing here is surreal in this moment, so I just want to take it in. Okay, so good morning. Oswego, thee I hail, to learn, to search, to serve is the motto of the State University of New York. And Oswego has been leading and lighting the way since 1861. I'm about to say 1863, 1861. And I started my journey here about 18 years ago, not really knowing what the path was, what I would do on campus, if I would like it, but I knew that it was a place that I can chart my next course. And over the time here and before, I have to recognize all of the people from high school, my family, people who have stood in the gap and gave me so much love and so much grace to be able to take a stage like this today. From South Jamaica, Queens in New York, to Hempstead, Long Island, to all the way to Cayuga Hall, to here now is a mighty long way. So I'd like to thank Dr. Toll, Mary Canali, members of the President's Cabinet, for the honor to speak with you today. To our faculty, staff, our family, our friends here and at home watching, it's a pleasure to join in celebration for our esteemed guests today, who I'm so proud of, our class of 2022 Oswego graduates. So, ladies and gentlemen, and those seating, this isn't a dress rehearsal. We're not gonna be here next week. I certainly won't. I'll be in my bed. I know there's a lot of kids in the building, and you might have been told to keep it down and be quiet. But when I say the class of 2022, I want some excitement. I want some applause. I want some cheering. Wait. We're not there yet. Because first, I want to acknowledge why we're here. Our graduates, you have made it through to the end of your time here, through rain, sleet, snow, ice. Did I say snow? Lots of snow. You defied the odds through COVID lockdowns, financial gaps, sickness, midterms, finals, and so much more. You found time to make connections, you found time to make friends and memories that will last a lifetime. Our college administration, our faculty, our staff, your parents, your loved ones, they were with you every step of the way as you sharpened your toolkits to take this leap forward this very day. So today is not only a great day to be a Laker, I'll cue you like a stage manager, 1 second, but how great is it to be an Oswego graduate for the class of 2022? Let's give it up. All right, so just to give you a little background, I also graduated not too long ago with my master's at Syracuse, and it was May 2020 when my commencement was supposed to take place. But we all know how that show ended, spoiler alert. There was no in-person commencement, there was no cake, there was no champagne, there was no celebration with family and friends. I started the program working full-time at Good Morning America and the master's program. Lots of late nights, group projects, midterms, papers, you know the drill. As you might imagine, working full-time, going to grad school full-time, especially at Good Morning America, where it's breaking news, lots of events, round-the-clock job. 0 stars, I don't recommend. It was challenging, and all I could think about was getting to the end. I just wanted to finish. I wanted that shining moment on stage. I wanted to wear my cap and gown. But it never came, it never happened. So it was like a relationship that got off the ground, not really, but ended badly, and then you're just like stuck thinking about what just happened. And today, for the first time, I'm excited. I get to wear my master's gown and regalia at the place where it all started, Oswego. Oswego is a really interesting place because if you talk to anyone about it for the first time, you say, oh, Oswego, or I go to school there, or this town, they're like, that sounds like the middle of nowhere. So I often would say, it's the end of nowhere because any further north of campus, you'll be swimming in Lake Ontario. I mean, I'm just saying. I see some nods, you know what I mean. But as I would think about my time then and now, Oswego has always been home, and it's beautiful to return each time. It's an old town, it's a small town, but it's always been the welcome mat that I've needed. I know you see me here on stage, and you've heard a lot about my success, but that's not what I want you to know about me. My favorite color is blue. I don't like fruit and desserts. I like long walks on the beach. Well, actually, it sounds better than it is. I like weird things, cool things, but I'm a lot of things, and the success is just part of it. I'm humbled by the sign that sits out in the campus center, the big portrait of me. I mean, I used to walk these halls like you, never thinking that my picture would ever be there for hundreds of people to see every day. So to come here, it's kind of overjoyful to take that in. When I was a student here, I worked in food service, right in Hewitt Union, late night is what we called it. I made burgers, I made pizzas, sandwiches, I mopped floors, I changed garbage bins. I was a work study student. I worked in the student leadership office, facilitating and managing conferences like Alana, our African, Latino, Asian, Native American Student Leadership Conference. I joined Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I ran for Student Association President. I didn't win, but I turned out all right. I was a writer for the Oswegonian. I was a student here just like you. I took Com 210. Critical thinking and public speaking. I guess this is the quiz, Professor Rear. I'll take notes afterwards. As a student building manager, one of my favorite jobs on campus, I would work at every event, including this very one. It was always a cool job until you were the last one to have to lock up Sheldon, and you're running through there because you think something is haunted. But I can't help but think of my great-grandmother Genevieve, who was born in 1903, the same year the Ford Motor Company was founded. Its first facility only produced 1,750 cars, known as the Ford Model A. She'd probably get a kick knowing that there are electric cars on the road now. She, as with other members of my family, were born in Georgia and were part of the Great Migration North, escaping the perils of the Jim Crow South. I was lucky to have 13 beautiful years with her. I remember her voice. She couldn't quite pronounce my name, as with probably most grandmothers. It sounded like she called me Campbell, like the soup company, because that seemed to make the most sense to her. Campbell, Campbell. We'd sit and watch lots of TV, lots of Oprah, lots of news, lots of Barbara Walters, soap operas. She stressed the importance of education. She didn't have a career. She didn't have any formal education that I knew of. I couldn't identify any known aspirations, things she wanted to be. But no one could ruin her day. And if you tried, you immediately knew why you shouldn't, because she could fuss with the best of them. She was deeply spiritual and poured into her family. A simple yet extraordinary life. I didn't see her waver despite knowing how tough her life was. She was human and found beauty in all things. You must be rooted in your purpose, is what I learned from her life. That purpose isn't going to be found outside. That purpose won't be in people and things. The purpose will be you. I grew to love myself inside and out. I enjoy people who value me without hesitation, that just get me. Like, we all want that. We want people that just get us. You know, you don't need a coupon code. You don't need to download an app. They just get you. And that's what I learned from her. But the truth is, having admiration is okay. Having millions of followers is sufficient if that's what you care about. But you have to have a deeper awareness of yourself in the real world. How does your life feel versus how does it look? I'll be honest with you though, you're going to be tested. You're going to be doubted, each and every one of you. Doesn't matter what your grades are here, doesn't matter if you were the essay president, doesn't matter any role that you occupy, you will be tested. You're going to be told no more times than you would like, but it only takes one yes. This experience at Oswego, all the experience you had before, has prepared you to face these odds. Today, my dear friends, are a culmination of every good deed and point of sacrifice. This isn't the beginning of your learning, nor is it the end, but another beginning. The world is not yet resolved either. You can pull up your nearest device, turn on the TV, and you can see all of the challenges that await you. We need truth seekers. We need innovators. We need game changers. We need people who are willing to answer the call that all generations before you have in making the world a better place. Your lives will become the example. You will become the model. Your lives will become the message, not the degrees, not the education exclusively, not any co-curricular activities, community service, but it's what you do with it. How do you measure the impact for you, your family, your community? There will be times where you fail. Process it, get back up, pivot, don't quit. You'll be confused and stuck. I was confused and stuck last week, but I'm not today. The best thing that you could do is take one foot and the next foot, again and again and again. I often think of one of my favorite parables. It's the good wolf versus the bad wolf. And we all have that internal struggle to determine, am I enough? Do people see me? Do I matter? Do I belong here? It's constant, no matter what your success level is. We look at people like Oprah, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, and we think of all the billions that they have, but as I like to think, billion-dollar life, billion-dollar problems. And if you woke up with their money and their problems, I think each of us would say, you can have it back. I know I would. But before I go, there is something that I want you to take from me. And there's so much that Senator Schumer mentioned about what lies ahead and the challenges, not only in the world, but here in our country. And oftentimes, we're at odds with what we see. We're at odds with what we're experiencing. But the truth is, as cliche as it sounds, the change is us. It's each of us. It's each of you. And I'm so proud to think of all of what each of you will do, all the press releases that will go out about the exciting things that you're working on. I can't wait to see that. I love all of the messages that many of you have already sent me on LinkedIn, cheering me on, but really in truth, I'm cheering you on because there's so much that awaits you. But when you find yourself in a pinch, when things don't make sense, when you don't have the answers and you're searching and searching and searching, I want you to find the nearest mirror, take out your phone, turn it into selfie mode, and look at your face, because that's where the answer will lie. It's been a tremendous honor to return to campus, to see so many faces and people that I've worked with and come across, and to really commemorate this time and celebrate you graduates, and what an honor it has been, and I will always treasure it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Cameron, for those inspiring words. We have something, though. So we have something special planned for you. Would you mind to please come back to center stage? And would Provost Scott Furlong and Interim Dean of the School of Communication, Media, and the Arts, Jennifer Knapp, please join Cameron on the stage? Just go right here in the middle. Yeah. So Cameron, as you mentioned, we know you were unable to experience an in-person commencement. So you weren't able to get hooded. So we would like to do that for you now in front of your home family. So, given those unfortunate set of circumstances, we present you with the Master's Hood from SUNY Oswego, one that is representative of the colors from our School of Communication, Media, and the Arts. Provost Furlong and Interim Dean Knapp hereby place the hood on Cameron Jones as a symbol of passage from student to master. Congratulations, Cameron.
Thank you.